What if the most explosive player in NBA history never got hurt? In 2011, Derrick Rose wasn't just a star, he was the kryptonite of the league. At just 22 years old, he became the youngest MVP ever, doing things on the court that didn't seem physically possible. But behind the gravity-defying dunks and the acrobatic layups lies one of the most heartbreaking what-if stories in sports history. This is the story of the MVP who was robbed of his prime. Derrick Rose was born and raised in Chicago. So, when his hometown Bulls took him as the #1 overall pick in 2008, it felt like destiny. It was a match made in heaven. Right out of the gate, Rose was different. At 6'3", he was a blur. His first step was so fast that veterans looked like they were standing still. If he saw a gap in the paint, forget about it. With a 42-inch vertical, he didn't just score, he turned defenders into poster casualties. He won Rookie of the Year and even dropped 36 points in his playoff debut against Boston, the most ever for a rookie. By his second year, he was an all-star, the first Bull to get that nod since Michael Jordan himself. In 2011, D. Rose was unstoppable. He led the Bulls to 62 wins and took home the MVP trophy. But after losing to LeBron James in the playoffs, he came back in 2012 even hungrier. He looked more polished, more mature, and then everything changed. April 28, 2012. First round against the Sixers. The Bulls were up by 12 with only a minute left. The game was won, but Rose was still on the floor. He drove to the basket, hopped, and landed. We all remember that sound. He clutched his knee in agony. A torn ACL. That one moment ended his season and changed the trajectory of the NBA forever. After a grueling year of recovery, he returned only to tear the meniscus in his other knee just 10 games in. The explosive D. Rose we knew was gone. By 2018, after 3 knee surgeries and injuries to his back, groin, and even his face, Rose almost walked away from the game. He was tired of the recovery cycle. But he didn't quit. He reinvented himself. He couldn't fly like he used to, so he developed a deadly floater and a reliable jumper. And then, on a random night in Minnesota against the Utah Jazz, the vintage Rose returned. He dropped a career-high 50 points and sealed the win with a block. After the buzzer, he broke down in tears. It wasn't just about a win. It was a reminder to himself and the world that he was still there. He proved that even if you can't be who you were, you can still be great. In September 2024, Derrick Rose officially called it a career. He may not have a championship ring, but he has the respect of every player and fan who ever saw him play. He showed us that greatness isn't just about how high you can jump, it's about how many times you get back up after you fall. D. Rose will always be the Windy City assassin. But I want to hear from you. Where does Derrick Rose rank in your all-time favorite players? And do you think he belongs in the Hall of Fame despite the injuries? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit follow for more legendary basketball stories.